welcome to my channel. I am the introvert who needs a little socialization.
Can we talk? Can we talk about it?
And let me add, everything I say is alleged, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only.
Destiny says she wanted Moses to heal with her, but yet she's still up here talking about Moses and Sunny. Where's your healing, Destiny? Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Destiny has a right to say how she feels about Sunny marrying Moses or Moses marrying Sunny and him moving on to Sunny. She got a right to all of that. But she hasn't told us how she feels. She just keeps bashing Moses. She's bashing Sunny. But you look crazy because they married now, despite the circumstances. But you keep talking about it and it makes you look like you're bitter. Your storyline is based on them, period. At least that's how it's coming across. Like you got so much other shit going on in your life that you could be talking about on this show. But you're focused on Sunny and Moses. I would never let them have that much attention. But again, I feel like you're doing it for a check. Just like Sunny and Moses, okay? Her and Moses were not in a good place, which she admits. And I ain't saying it's okay for the man to move on with Sunny. But come on, Destiny. Like, leave this topic alone. Like, can we learn something about you and what you got going on? You come on your podcast or whatever you call it, the Big D Energy, whatever the fuck show on YouTube. You come up there and I'm going to tell you to throw your whole format away because you on there. This is your show. But other people are facilitating your show. And that's just in my opinion. Throw the whole format away. And start taking control of your show. Like you had 2 YouTubers up there and they were bored as hell because you was looking for them to facilitate your show. I see right through you, Destiny. You need to do the work. Destiny will sit here and say that these people, meaning Sunny and Moses, came to her job. She didn't ask for that. And if it was the real world, she would have never talked to Moses again. So you mean to tell me that you did it for a check? Because if you really didn't want to talk about it, you ain't have to talk about it.
Like you don't talk about LeBaric.
Point blank into the period. And secondly, who invited Moses and Sunny to the show? So why you blaming Sunny and Moses? At the end of the day, if you wanted to end that part of your life, in that chapter, it could have ended. So what's going on in your life? As Cynthia Bailey would say. So what's going on next? Anyway, let's move on. Oh, but wait, one more thing. Is it me or this life coach that Destiny sits up on her channel with is messy as hell? What kind of professional life coach do Destiny have sitting up there with her? I'm not understanding. Like the topic of y'all show was something about companionship and chemistry, but y'all made sure to squeeze this in so that Destiny could say that she don't want people talking about her divorce because it deals with her child. You wasn't thinking about children when you was ready to throw Melody under the bus. Yes, I'm bringing that up. So, you know the saying, be careful what you put out there because you're going to get it back. Why is it that you could talk about everybody? As you told Melody, you know where the bones are buried. You hold all her secrets. But the minute somebody talk about you, it's a problem? You sitting here running your mouth on and on and on about Sunny and Moses. You had a moment to sit down with him. You had a moment to talk with her on this TV show, in the filming. And yet you still, every interview you've been on, since you started your YouTube channel, you've been talking about Sunny and Moses. And I don't want to hear they asking the questions. You're a willing participant in this. If you want it to be over, you don't got to say nothing. Next question, please, should be your answer. Like I said, throw that whole format of your show away. You letting everybody else facilitate your show but you. And it's weird. What life coach presents a problem or issue or scenario, but don't provide solutions on how to deal with it? Anyway, let's get into this conversation where Destiny looked like she was shooketh because Sunny was about to expose why LeBaric divorced her 3 weeks after she had her baby.
Your scene in this episode.
Let me go on and say this is fair use for criticism and entertainment purposes only, okay? So again, I say your topic was chemistry and compatibility, but you open up your YouTube show with your life coach asking you about the TV show, and you saying you could get Moses back if you want to.
Ask the question something along the lines of, could you get Moses back if you wanted to? And you said yes, without a doubt.
So the life coach didn't ask Destiny, tell her what was going on in your mind when you was asked that question. So I'm like, okay, they going down the road. Let's see where it goes.
So tell me, what do you remember was going on for you then when you were asking that question, where you were asked that question and answering it?
When I was asked that question, it was super fresh. The whole situation was new to being addressed. You know, we had already had our conversations and our one-on-ones, and then the whole lovers and friends incident, and it was just, you know, energy exchange. So I was speaking from what I felt at the time. And to be honest, if they would have added clarity to what else I said, which was, but that meant he's married allegedly, and that ain't none of my business. I ain't got that meant he's married allegedly, and that ain't none of my business.
Now, did y'all hear Destiny say the man is married allegedly? Like, she's always throwing these shots, right? See, Destiny like to dish it, but Destiny, she can't goodbye. Like, you are so full of it, right? Now, I would accept that answer, you know, had you not started your YouTube channel and been on interview after interview talking about Moses and Sunny. I would accept that answer. But you can't keep talking about people and don't expect them to hit your back. I'm not understanding what your logic is. And this life coach, oh my gosh, she sucks.
He's over there. But it was fresh, it was new, and so I addressed the question and said how I felt. Okay. He's a married man, he do his thing.
Gotcha. So what are your thoughts about that now? I mean, because there's been some more information that's come up. That now.
About what now?
About I can have him if I want it.
He's married.
Okay. In the story, right? It really is a conversation ender. So the thing that I want to be real clear on is, regardless of how we feel about somebody's marriage, if they're married, that's that. Whether it's a business arrangement,
I don't play in nobody's marriage, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, that is that. It does not matter the context of their marriage. That is going to be respected. You will never hear me encourage somebody to do something different in somebody else's marriage.
This the life coach telling her to not basically meddle in nobody else's marriage. But yet, wasn't you on here talking to her and questioning her, giving her questions and asking her about Sunny and Moses? Destiny, you talking about Sunny and Moses constantly after you had that conversation with them? Because for me, once I had the conversation with him, had the conversation with her, it'd have been over. It wouldn't have been me getting on my YouTube to talk about them, me going on interviews to talk about them. It'd have been shut down. Because it makes you look crazy. You think they look crazy? You look even crazier. And your life coach making these excuses for you is ridiculous.
Conscious of what we bring to this space, like I said, there's not, we don't want to fight every battle on this channel because it's too distracting. It's too distracting. It invites too much murky, muddy, chaos, chaos, and that's not what this channel is for. So we don't address everything. But when things start to get a little bit more serious, you'll hear us address those things, and you'll hear us address. We will not back away from anything that's shown on this show. We will dissect every conversation. We will dissect every interaction, because the show gives us a common language. So we ain't punks. We ain't backing down from that. But we're not going to go and get in every internet fight. But there's
so here's the problem that I'm having with the dissection of talking about things on the show, which is fine and it's okay. But y'all not taking these dissections and breaking it down to where, okay, if somebody is dealing with this, what are the tools and the options to deal with these scenarios? I haven't seen or heard that yet. I can barely get through Destiny's whole channel when I'm watching her channel, because everybody else is facilitating her show except her. While Destiny sits there, read the messages, duck down off the camera, be right back. It's just a weird ass setup. So let's get into this other part that they had to include before they got to their topic, okay? They want to talk about Sunny bringing up why Destiny really got divorced. And Destiny was Shooketh, okay?
And you and I both heard something that was a little bit more serious that came up this week, and that was the threat to speak about your divorce. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to give you an opportunity to address that.
Well, first and foremost, you know, to come out here and like expect for people to make up lies, side chick productions and stories and these lackluster receipts about things I've already admitted to.
Destiny, I'm sorry. What have you admitted to? Okay, because you sat up there and said you helped Melody rent a car and left out a whole story that Melody had to clear up. You said you couldn't recall Sunny paying for anything for you, and she had to slam a receipt on you. Now you admitting you big weird.
All that is par for the course, right? It comes with this world. But when you start saying things like I'm gonna expose why you got a divorce, when that's information that, number one, would never embarrass me.
Pay attention, y'all. She says Sunny exposing why she really got divorced will never embarrass her. But then close to the end of her statement, she want to try to guilt Sunny. You gonna look like a bad person. Destiny, shut the hell up.
It actually wouldn't. It actually feels like the betrayal of the situation. This is a different level, because not only if there is an information that you would like to share, it's what I told you as my producer. That's number one. Number two, now you playing with my family.
And you ain't playing with Sunny family. Her and Moses is family now. They married, as you said.
Now you're trying to tell a story that only I can tell. And there's a reason why I slow walk this story, and I've been very careful and delicate about what I say, because there's a child involved. And I don't play about mine at all. So that statement is either you share it and it's gonna make you look worse of an individual, or you're going to lie. And again, there's still a child involved. So for me
at this point, I really expected this life coach to jump in and say to Destiny, what would you like to see happen in this situation? Where would you like to see it go? Versus you saying that Sunny's going to look like worse of a person. How, Destiny, when you sat up here and lied, you told us what's been going on in your marriage. You said LeBaric abused you, allegedly. You said he abused your son, allegedly. You got on Instagram and said that. You've been messing with Moses on and off for 15 years while in your marriage, allegedly. So, we pretty much know there was turmoil in your marriage. And what more can Sunny bring out? And it involves your child, except to say that LeBaric didn't think that y'all child was his in the beginning, allegedly.
It's like, if you want to share a receipt, be ready for the consequences, because I promise you I'm playing with my baby. And yeah. It's all cute, and you think it's cute, and it's funny, or it's what you think people want to be entertained by. But that part, that's not entertainment. That's not real life. And again, that's only a story I can tell the right way. And you don't hear me out here blabbing about what happened, because again, it's some dark stuff, and my child is involved. And I don't play about my kid. I don't play about my family. So find somebody else or something else to play with. Stick with your side chick story, because that's one that I don't play with.
Yeah. So again, I try to be really, really protective about what happens in our spaces, what is brought into our space. And I agree with you. I think there are certain things that just come with this job. There's certain criticisms. There's certain... Yeah, say that again.
I have to take it. It's part of the course.
It is part of the job. And I think that's why we, do so much work. So you can come out here and do this unique job in this unique space that only a small amount of people will understand. I got a taste of what y'all get. And it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to handle. And so there's already enough things that happen with the job and that come with the job. But I think we want to keep certain waters clean.
You muddy the waters up at this point in a whole territory that I promise don't nobody want to play in with me. That's not it. That's not it. It's not even morally okay.
So Destiny, here's where the contradiction comes in, right? It's not okay for people to do it to you, but you could do it to other people. You wanted to tear Melody down. You wanted to expose her. Although she was divorced from her ex-husband, you wanted to expose her and the things she did, quote unquote, and allegedly in her marriage, which I know is a lie coming out your goddamn mouth, okay? So you could dish it, but you can't take it. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so I think sometimes I can see how the situation itself, I don't know, I don't know the person well enough to say what's happening with them, whether they're doing it out of embarrassment.
Life coach, why would Sunny be embarrassed? She said why she doing it, because bitter Betty keep talking about her and Moses. Why would she be embarrassed? You are a horrible life coach.
Or what have you. This is just some dangerous territory to tread in. And I think there's certain spaces where people have gotten used to talking about it a certain way and quite frankly, victim shaming and talking about things with no care that are pretty serious and could be dangerous for other people.
Speaking of talking about things with no care, are you directing that towards Destiny? Do you explain to Destiny that you can't be putting stuff out there for people to come back at you? Are you explaining that to her? You is messy as hell, life coach.
And talking about these things with no care. And so I just would ask everybody to reconsider those things. So Destiny, I understand you being upset and addressing it. And now we're going to get into the part where we talk to our community. So we're talking about companionship, well, chemistry. Well, first of all, let me check in with you. Are you ready to move on?
No, give me a second.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I can tell that I know you, so I can tell that you're pretty heated. And I know you're reading. I
haven't even seen it. I haven't even seen it. Comments.
So Destiny, you staring in the camera is supposed to scare Sunny? Destiny, one thing we know for sure is you a liar. You don't tell the whole story. You leave open in this statement so people can assume things without clearing it up. We know for sure is that Sunny got you shooketh, okay? You could dish it, but you can't take it. Your life coach sucks. Reformat your show. Kiki Jabbar would say. And lastly, as the beautiful Kiki Jabbar would say, and your point is...